KPMG Infrastructure Awards were held in New Delhi recently in recognition of the contribution of the state as well as the private sector in building several key infrastructure projects in India. Speaking at the event, Managing Director of ASAP Media, Pratap Vijay Parore, laid stress on the advantages of India's demographics and urged the private sector to increase its contribution in meeting India's infrastructure requirements.
India's main advantage lies in its young population, and it's estimated that by the year 2020 we'll have the largest number of people in the mid-20 age group. And with such resources in your backyard in terms of manpower, it's only providential that we're getting the opportunity to invest a higher percent of our GDP for infrastructure development. Second is the spirit of entrepreneurship that India is gifted with, which has helped steer the infrastructure plan, with private sector contributing as much as 30% of the infrastructure investments. But in the estimated $1 trillion investment that we still need to do, nearly 50% would have to come from the private sector. So we're really looking forward to the private sector making a huge contribution. Thirdly, India's growth story is now very well known, and we are now in a sweet spot attracting investments like bees to honey, and therefore we can afford to draw in long-term capital for infrastructure. So here we are in one of the luckiest countries in the world with a cycle which will only see an upside from where we stand. With age on our side, we must reach all benchmarks of excellence. The Infrastructure Today Awards are a trigger for such spurts of excellence.
Arvind Mahajan from KPMG noted that infrastructure was no longer a government prerogative and the private sector has to step up its participation.
Today, infrastructure is no longer the preserve of the government. From a share of about 30%, which was there in the 11th plan, the government is targeting the share of private sector increasing to around 50%. What this essentially will mean is that the amount of investment which is required from private sector will need to grow by at least 3.5 times. Having looked at the opportunity, there are significant challenges as well. There are reforms required in certain sectors so as to make sure that the learnings which we have got in areas such as the road sector, the power sector, and even in the airport sector, we are able to cross-leverage the learnings into newer sectors as they emerge, whether it's urban infrastructure or even the railway sector.
Union Minister for Roads, Transport and Highways, Kamal Nath, graced the ceremony and highlighted the challenges before the government in building infrastructure.
And in India, when we talk of this infrastructure deficit, we talk of these awards. These are third awards. Today, infrastructure is becoming a buzzword. Everybody is talking of infrastructure. We talk of investment, we talk of infrastructure. This is because in India, growth preceded infrastructure. And because growth preceded infrastructure, we have this huge infrastructure deficit in the country. And that presents to us in the country one of the biggest challenges, that how do we bridge this infrastructure deficit? And when we embark upon this, we are not building for the future. We are catching up with the past. We need to set ourselves a target. The Prime Minister announced 20 kilometers a day. The President of India, his speech to Parliament, announced it. The finance minister announced it. 20 kilometers a day, because that's the bare minimum of catching up with the past. And in this, we have moved. We have substantially moved in the last 12 months. I'm happy that we were able to award 201 projects with a combined length of 9,923 kilometers. I do believe that we will move towards our target. We have today 14,700 kilometers in work in progress. So I'm delighted again to be here today in this program. I want to congratulate Construction World and KPMG, because in this recognition you recognize those who not only achieve something, but those who inspire others. Those who inspire such a large number of people and their associates, their connected companies, their suppliers, their subcontractors. It is those which you inspire. So I want to congratulate you and congratulate the award winners. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to salute our achievers who have excelled in their contribution to the nation's infrastructure development this year.
I'm feeling swell, where have I been? Well, if you shine me up, come jump in my machine. Let's go traveling, let's go traveling, let's go traveling.
Let's go traveling.
In association with Evolve Everyday Van Heusen and Tata Area, a new breed.
I love the way I travel on business. I love my new vacation bed. But most of all, I love being home. M3M Golf Estate, finest golf resort living.
अब ये मौका कटरीना कैफ और तीसमार खान की कास्ट से बात करने का, सिर्फ अपने एयरटेल मोबाइल पर डायल कीजिए 50505।
From the technology standpoint, there are many opportunities. The trend is very positive.
This country is seeing growth rates like never before. This is the time for SMEs.
The applications exist, the IT technology, everything exists. If the government gets it going, we can do it.
Catch our experts tackle issues faced by SMEs in Delhi. Dell and Intel present Forum SME in association with Bloomberg UTV.
Technology partner Dell and Intel. Associate partner D-Link, building networks for people. Banking partner State Bank of India, with you all the way. Pure banking, nothing else. Print partner Punjab Kesari. Exchange partner National Stock Exchange. Ratings partner CRISIL Ratings.
I think 3D should be used for everything. 3D is like color, or it's like stereo sound. It's an enhancement to almost every viewing experience.
In association with Intel, sponsors of tomorrow.
You have these fantastic centers like AIIMS doing phenomenal jobs. On the other side, you drive 200 miles out of there and there's no good clean drinking water.
How do we make sure that we implement this correctly?
It has to be preventive, participatory, move to being predictive.
In association with HDFC Standard Life, अब है HDFC Life, सर उठा के जियो, and CRISIL from Essilor.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to salute our achievers who have excelled in their contribution to the nation's infrastructure development this year through public partnership. I request the Honourable Minister to kindly do the honour of presenting the awards. The first award, ladies and gentlemen, Infrastructure Financiers. We begin with this first category. Companies that understand the worth of a project, believe in it, risk and an investment in it, always overcoming regulatory or other bottlenecks to provide effective financing long term. Our financiers are the key to the successful completion of the projects. The Infrastructure Today Award in the category of Infrastructure Financiers is for the most admired equity financier in the infrastructure sector. And the award goes to IDFC. May I invite Mr. Pant, Senior Managing Director, to kindly receive the award. IDFC's active participation in all major and large sectors of infrastructure is well known. It manages infrastructure equity investment with a view at long-term investment through the India Infrastructure Fund, India Development Fund and IDFC PE funds with a combined corpus of US $2.2 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, the next award for the most admired debt financier in infrastructure sector goes to IDBI. May I request Mr. S.K. Goyal, Chairman and Managing Director, IIFCL, to kindly receive the award on behalf of IDBI. IDBI's emphasis on infrastructure financing is exemplified by the recently created Infrastructure Corporate Group. It has financed landmark projects in infrastructure. The bank also offers debt syndication, project appraisal, corporate advisory services, structure products. Many congratulations to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the next category, infrastructure developers. Now, it cannot be easy making concepts, dealing with the spectrum of agencies, raising money, getting the right kind of people to do the job with the ground realities, and then completing the projects efficiently and effectively. So it's time to salute the organizations that are working towards building infrastructure in visionary, transformational, and innovative ways. The first Infrastructure Today Award in this category is for the most admired company in the power sector. And the award goes to Adani Power. To receive the award, I invite Mr. Ravi Sharma, CEO, Adani Power, to kindly come on the stage. The award recognizes Adani Power's time-bound and impactful implementation of power generation. Adani Power Limited and its subsidiaries have 16,500 megawatts of power under various stages of planning and execution. More than 9,000 megawatts of power generation projects are under execution. Many congratulations to you, sir. The second Infrastructure Today Award in this category is for the most admired developer in the transport